All right, time to finish off the show with rapid reactions. A lot of topics, a little bit of time. Take it away, Trent.
Let's roll, baby. Jacksonville coach Urban Meyer said he's yet to name his starting quarterbacks, which means the competition between Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew will continue for now. With that said, Jay, do you believe there's a real quarterback competition going down in Jacksonville?
No, this is window dressing. I don't think anyone in this country believes that Gardner Minshew is seriously challenging Trevor Lawrence for the starting quarterback job. I think this is pure window dressing. We know who's going to start week one. The Boston Celtics will retire Kevin Garnett's number 5 on March 13th. Do you think KG accomplished enough in Boston to have his Celtics number retired?
I think KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen accomplished enough. You think I'm lying? Go look at Boston's history, the gap between when Boston won the last won the championship to when they won that championship in 08, and then go look at what they had done after 08. I think, yes, absolutely, yes. More Celtic news as Boston has signed center Robert Williams to a 4-year, $54 million deal. What's your thoughts on his contract, Jay?
This is the first thing Boston has done since the trading deadline that I've liked. I think it's a good contract. I think it's absolutely projecting on what Robert Williams can do. There is some injury risk, but I think Robert Williams is perfectly capable of outperforming this contract. Jets defensive end Carl Lawson ruptured his left Achilles tendon on Thursday and will miss the upcoming season. It's not a good sign for the Jets and Coach Robert Saleh, is it?
When the hell have we had a good sign from the Jets in like the last 3 years? Like, it's just another one for the old Paul, as they say. I feel bad for Robert Saleh. He can't win for losing, and he hasn't even played a game yet. When he really start losing, like, sorry for him. Major League Baseball will attempt to build on its Field of Dream game success next season with the Cincinnati Reds and the Chicago Cubs playing in Iowa in August of 2022. It's a good idea, Jay. Should they keep this going?
Yeah, I think they should keep it going. I mean, based on a graphic I saw, it was the most watched MLB regular season game, I believe, in like the past 16 years. So I think obviously it makes sense to try to keep it going. But I think they're going to need a lot more than just like pointing to one game during the season where they get all these eyes. They gotta continue to build on the sport and make it better, as we've discussed in previous episodes. Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo has purchased a stake in the Milwaukee Brewers. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes did a similar thing. Any idea who might be next to make a move like this?
It would have to be like a young you know who I thought could have done something like this. It just didn't transpire yet. I thought Zion Wilson had a chance to do this if he had a kind of pop when we thought he was gonna pop. Now he kind of fizzled out a little bit. I thought he had a chance at that. I had another name. I don't want to hold us up, but I'm gonna say Zion Williams for now. I thought he had a chance of doing something similar to that, and it didn't quite work out. Eagles rookie wide receiver Devontae Smith said he believes he is on the right schedule after playing 25 snaps in Thursday's preseason loss to the Patriots. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner missed much of training camp with an MCL injury. Your thoughts, Jay?
Jalen Hurts is probably glad to see him, looking all right and looking like he's ready to play, because without Devontae Smith, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a really tough time this year finding open receivers. This evening, it's UFC Vegas 34, Cannonier versus Gastelum on ESPN, ESPN Plus at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. The main event is a middleweight fight between the number 3 ranked contender Jared Cannonier versus the number 9 ranked contender Kelvin Gastelum. Who you got, Drink?
Yeah, man, I'm taking Cannonier in this one. Kevin Gastelum, even though he's still in the top 10 of the division, he seemed to be fizzling out somewhat. You would have gave me this fight a year ago, I probably would have took Gastelum, but he just don't seem to be the same fighter he was a year ago. And Cannonier is one of those underrated fighters that you don't hear a lot about. I didn't even know he was number 3 in the division. He's just kind of one of those slept-on fighters. I'm going to take Cannonier in this one. I think it's going to go the distance because, I just don't think neither fighter is really like knockout material anymore. So I'm going to take Cannonier in unanimous decision. In a radio interview with Bucks quarterback Tom Brady and Jim Gray, free agent wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald conceded he doesn't have the urge to play football right now. With that said, Jay, does this end the offseason speculation on whether or not Fitzgerald will play another season?
I don't think it ends it completely. I think there's still a chance where you could get the season rolling and you actually see games happening, your teams maybe looking good, and I think that maybe could entice Larry Fitzgerald to come back, maybe early on mid-season and play for the Cardinals. But as of right now, you'd have to, based on that comment, if you don't have the will or the urge to come out there, especially in the physical sport of football, it could be lights out for Larry Fitzgerald and his Hall of Fame career. Last one tonight on Fox Sports pay-per-view at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. The former 8-division champion and boxing top pay-per-view draw Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring to take on a top 5 fighter in the division. And that will be Jordanis Ugas for the WBA welterweight championship of the world. Drink, if Pacquiao loses this fight, what will that do to his legacy?
Well, it won't do much. And maybe we might be saying Pacquiao need to retire. It's about that time. But it won't do much. You got to understand here. They arguably Pacquiao beat a better fighter in his last fight with Keith Thurman, and then he beat Adrian Broner before that. You guys is somewhere, maybe he might be looked at as a better fighter than Keith Thurman now, because Keith Thurman hasn't fought since the fight with Pacquiao, but at the time he wasn't. And now with Pacquiao, I got to give a lot of credit to Pacquiao. Another reason I don't think this impacts his legacy is this. He was willing to go against what's considered the most dangerous guy in the welterweight division in Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence laceration on his eye kept him out of this match, and then he turned around and said, "Give me the next best guy up." That happened to be Jordanis Ugas. So with that said, I don't think it will. He's still going to be a legend. He's still going to be a former 8th Division champ. He's still a Hall of Famer. He's still the top guy when it comes to pay-per-view. So, no, this loss will not impact Pacquiao's career. He's still going to be the GOAT to the Filipino people.
All right, that concludes this weekend edition of A Drink of Wisdom. As always, like, listen, share, subscribe, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jay Watts.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today, and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we going to do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.